Hello everybody, in today's video we'll be talking about a significant severe weather episode that's going to head into a lot of the US and a big change in the weather. Let's get right into this video. The first thing I do want to mention is we do have a severe weather risk today. I know it just has a slight risk, but for some reason it is not updated on the software. We do have an enhanced risk for these areas around the Oklahoma City metro, and a slight risk with a few severe thunderstorms that are actually occurring close to the Denver metro right now. And then an isolated risk for a few tornadoes potentially in parts of the Oklahoma City area. It really just depends if we can get big storms to form and big supercells to form today. It really determines this, but we do have a risk of severe weather today for those areas with a 10% chance of tornadoes. I know it shows 5% on it, but it's a 10% risk for tornadoes, and an isolated risk for hail and winds with some big time hail potentially in the Oklahoma and Texas regions for today. Now tomorrow the risk is pretty similar, honestly. We have enhanced risk tomorrow for portions of the Red River area near Wichita Falls, between the border of Texas and southern Oklahoma, and then a slight risk including Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas into Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee areas with a severe weather threat. Now the tornado threat is not too significant. There is an isolated risk for a tornado or two tomorrow in Texas and Oklahoma, but the main risk is going to be wind and hail, with a 30% chance of significant wind possible in Texas and Oklahoma, and a significant risk for hail above 2 inches in diameter in Texas and Oklahoma tomorrow. So be really weather aware for significant severe weather, and make sure to have those cars inside and any valuable items indoors when strong winds and hail hit. Now, this severe weather risk just shifts a little bit further south, but over these next few days, we're just going to have a lot of severe weather risks over in these areas, and it shifts a little further south, but we've got a slight risk of severe weather. We're a little far out for details, but I do think we could see some wind and hail with this one for portions of the Dallas, Fort Worth areas in a lot of the central Texas areas on day 3. Now, the reason we have an enhanced risk of severe storms in effect across parts of Oklahoma today is due to the fact that we could see initiation right now at 7 p.m., maybe even to the 8 p.m. time frame in Central Time. It really depends if we get these storms to form or not, but if we do, it'll cause big hail and tornado potential here. It shows those storms just absolutely exploding in this environment and causing big hail and tornado potential. This is definitely what we need to be watching and be really weather aware in basically this general vicinity for significant severe weather today. And the reason for this is we do have tons of instability. The Cape is absolutely primed for severe weather out here. We've got 5,000 Cape in some areas, which could produce explosive thunderstorms across parts of this region, and that's what we're really talking about here. And this is going to continue. If we go to the 18Z extra bar here, after this storms potentially occur, we could see another round tomorrow, which is why they have issued an enhanced risk also for tomorrow across the Red River region down here. And the reason for this is due to the fact that we are going to see a potential big line of storms. You could see some supercells forming in Oklahoma with a big hail threat, but we also may see a line of storms start to develop over Amarillo and push into the Red River region and produce some really strong winds in that region, in the Red River area towards Wichita Falls into Oklahoma City, where we could see some really strong winds and hail potential for tomorrow. So definitely be really weather aware in this region tomorrow across parts of that area. Now, besides all of that, the weather across the U.S. is going to be fairly quiet over the next few days or so, but what we are going to be talking about here is a lot of really cool temperatures over the next few days or so. I do think the next week we could be seeing a lot of really below average temperatures for parts of this region that's going to continue for a long time, starting literally right now all the way potentially through next week. Even potentially over a week from now, we could still be seeing cool below average temperatures in parts of the eastern and central U.S. It's going to continue for a long time before we could see a potential pattern flip later on. But this is definitely showing a lot of below average temperatures for a lot of the central and eastern U.S. with a lot of really above average temperatures in the western U.S. for the next maybe 2 to 3 weeks or so. going to be through the late end of May through the start of June across a lot of these areas for the temperatures. Now, this does not mean we're going to see cold weather here. It's summertime. It just means it's going to be cooler than average for the summertime. Alright, I hope everybody did enjoy this video. The weather is pretty active across a lot of the U.S., but the rest of the U.S., besides the southern U.S., is not very active right now, and we're going to see a lot of below average temperatures for portions of the central and eastern U.S. with warmer temperatures in the western U.S. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. Make sure to like and subscribe for more weather updates, and bye everybody.